Olympic Coder, a brand new open source model that comes in two versions, 32B and 7B. It's a code model that achieves a strong performance on competitive coding benchmark. The team behind this model called OpenR1, and they fine-tuned the Quinn 2.5 model on top of a new dataset that is open source called Codewello. This dataset includes a vast collection of competitive programming problems and solutions. They fine-tuned the model to enhance the capability and the ability to generate accurate and efficient code solutions for more complex algorithms and challenges. And according to this benchmark for IOI, the 7 billion parameter from the Olympic coder actually somehow is beating the Cloud 3.7 Sonnet model. And the 32B version of this model is on the same level of the O1. For me, I don't trust benchmark as I used to. Right now, I feel like there is slightly misleading benchmark information to promote the model. But I found a way to use this 32B model and the 70B model for completely free. All you have to do is just go ahead and create an account on OpenRouter and get your API key. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Test this model inside Visual Studio Code and Roo-Code and see if it can be a good assistant in coding or not. In Visual Studio Code, go ahead to Roo-Code and select the settings. And I have created already two different profiles for these models. The first one, the Olympic Coder 32B billion parameter model, which is the one that I'm going to test. And I have selected the OpenRouter API provider, bought my API key, and wrote the name of the Olympic Coder model. And you can see here there is a tag, call it for free. You don't have to pay anything for using this model. And also the same thing for the 7 billion parameter model. It's completely free. And after that, you can hit done and we are ready to test this model. I'm going to be using the same project that I have used in the Gamma 3 model video, which was promoted to be a good open source coding assistant. But when I tested, it was pretty bad. I hope this model is much better. So let's get started by asking to fix my sidebar and make it collapsible or toggle basically and fix the height. The prompt is extremely simple and straightforward. I hope it works. I want to improve my sidebar logic by fixing the height and add toggle logic for it. It's a very basic, but you should start with a very something simple, and I need to check the 32B, not the 7B, and I will hit run. It seems it have a chain of thought. Like right now, I can see that chain of thought thinking about what it need to fix inside my sidebar. And it took it about 4 minutes, 241 seconds is about 4 minutes to get me to this tile. And I will hit save and see what will happen. I waited about 5 more minutes addition to the 4 minutes, which I feel I made mistake using this model for coding. It's more of a thinking model. Like you can ask it about project architect or how you can create a certain logic or a certain project, and it will map everything for you and give you basically what you need to do. But it's not for a coding, especially the 32B. And the result is not great either. I don't see anything it changed. Like the height is not increased. Nothing changed in my code. So I'm gonna switch to the 7 billion parameter and ask the same question. Okay, it seems like this model also can't handle the code that I want. So what I'm going to use it for right now as a thinking model, then I'm gonna pick a very simple model for coding and maybe the Gemini one and see how it will work. So in the architect mode, I'm selecting the 32B and I'm using the same prompt. And in my coding mode, I'm selecting the Gemini Flash 2, which is extremely fast. So I'm gonna go back to architect and hit enter. All right. As a coding assistant, this model is completely failing. Neither the context links can handle it or the chain of thoughts process of thinking about how I can solve anything is not working. So what I'm going to do is ask it something that it should be able to answer. I'm going to ask it to solve LeetCode questions. So I'm going to take, for example, this product of array except itself. I'm going to take this algorithm. I'm going to copy everything over here. I'm going to go to OpenRouter and select the Olympic Coder 32B. And I will paste everything over here and hit run. And it starts working already. This algorithm, you will be given an integer of array numbers. And you have to return such as the answer with the index of the current number equal to the product of all the element of numbers except the number index. So let's see if this model can handle it. It took it about 3 minutes to find solution, but it didn't provide a code. Then I asked it to create a code. And to be honest, it's slightly slower. That's the only thing that's wrong about it. And I did copy the entire class. It's written in C++. Copy it, put it here, and hit run. Boom, accepted. It seemed like it's built for this kind of stuff. If you want to study LeetCode or solve algorithm in LeetCode without basically sit down and search for solution, you can rely on it. But it's not more of a coding assistant, it's more of a LeetCode algorithm problem solving model. So I didn't test it at just one algorithm or basically quiz from LeetCode. I gave it this question, which is the find the peak element, and boom, after about 72 seconds, it gave me the code, which all of them actually it's C++. I don't know why they are by default giving us code in C++. Then I found another question, which is slightly harder, it's called online stock span, and boom, I gave it the entire quiz and the example of it, and about 137 seconds, it did give me answer. And both of them at the first run are accepted immediately. Like there is no issue at all with solving this kind of stuff with them. Is it true this model is better than the Sonnet 3.7 at anything? I will be blunt and say no, absolutely not. Either the 7B or the 30B of the Olympic coder is basically worth your time to use as a coding assistant. So, my recommendation, if you want to use it, only use it at LeetCode algorithm to solve and explain what and how to solve a certain questions in the LeetCode quiz. So that's it for today's video. I know it's a bit odd that I talk you from start of this video talking about new open source model and test it together as a coding assistant and failing, then basically see what is the potential for using it is actually LeetCode questions, not as a coding assistant. I didn't want to lie to you. I did want to show you that not every open source claiming something that it can do, it actually might be lying to us. So from here right now, nobody believe benchmark anymore. I'm pretty sure that's basically just a tricky way to represent the model in a better image than it should be. So thank you for watching and see you in the coming video.